It's Jay at Auto Transport Intel here. We're live at Matt's. This is the second day, day 2 of 3 at the Mid-America Truck Show, and I'm here with Jason of KeepTruckin, right? You guys know KeepTruckin, #1 ELD, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so KeepTruckin was kind enough to let us interview Jason at the booth, and so, I mean, here we go. All right, so tell us about KeepTruckin, all right?
Yeah, sure. It's we provide an electronic logging device to customers. They can easily plug in, no mechanic required. It takes less than 5 minutes to actually install, and drivers can then download our free app and connect to the ELD and record all their hours of service for them. That's the simplest form. We do other things on top of that, and we're trying to help out with more of the telematics piece. We now have a Dashcam, but at the core of it, that's what we provide, just hours of service compliance.
All right, so let's talk about, all right, so when you get an ELD, let's say you're brand new to the ELD, you're like, all right, finally, I'm gonna get an ELD because I gotta do this. All right, the device, is it hardwired or is it wireless? It plugs into the trucks. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the hardware device plugs into the truck's ECM through the diagnostic port underneath the steering wheel. And then you can use a mobile device to actually connect to that box via Bluetooth or USB, and that's your interface. But those two components make it up. So you don't even have to buy another device. You can actually just use your own phone to connect to it.
In fact, I've heard people talk like, okay, do I use my own phone so then when I'm at the scales I hand the officer my phone, or should I get a separate device, maybe a dedicated tablet? What's your opinion on that?
It really varies depending on the fleet. If you have a bunch of owner-operators, it could be easier to just have your own device, have them bring it on, but sometimes you might want to lock it down more. So we have some that use MDMs, and they want to provide the actual tablets, and they want to make sure that they're not searching on Netflix or other things like that. Right. So it could be more useful for that. We have fleets that do both. It just really depends on what's best for your fleet. Right. We work really well with both.
Cool, and so you guys have thought about that, and there's ways to make sure that the driver is safe and that their information. What about the integrity of the ELD data itself? Do drivers worry that, okay, well, I put it in the ELD, where did the data go? How do you handle that? Is there a redundancy on the servers, or I don't know?
Absolutely. So one of the biggest things to point out is that when there's no cell coverage, we're still transmitting all that data to the mobile device locally. So no matter what, drivers are compliant at roadside. That's the most important part. Yes. And then once they actually connect to the internet, we then send that data to our servers, and there's a lot of redundancies there to ensure that no issues occur. But it's actually a question that doesn't really come up. I think people just trust us with all their stuff, so it's great.
And that trust is built on the KeepTruckin brand. I mean, people they know the name, they trust it, right? It's a quality product at a good price with great support, right?
Absolutely.
Nationally.
Yep.
Yeah.
And one of the things that really differentiates us, I think, is that we really focus on the driver. We try to build features, and we try to focus on how to make the driver's life easier. That's why if you use their mobile app, you know, I've spoken to truckers who have never touched a smartphone in their life, and they are able to pick up and use our app and become experts within like a week or two, which is really, really cool. That's something that we really focus on, trying to empower drivers to make better decisions and to help them out.
And it's a clean app. It's easy to understand. And you've got your categories of whether you're off-duty, sleeper berth, right? And what if a driver says, I don't understand how to use it? Do they call support? Is there training videos? So we have an entire support center that anyone can go on and access. We also have a YouTube channel that walks you through all the various things. And then we also have a 24/7 support line that is completely free. Doesn't matter if you're a customer or not. Right. You can call in and you can ask questions, and they're more than happy to assist you in any way. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. You know what? I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me live here at Matt's. We're live on Auto Transport Intel. We're with you. Oh, we got a question. Please read the question. Awesome. Thank you. Is the back office editing going away at the end of the year?
No. So for those that are going to be switching from AOBRD to ELD mode, it's a question we get a lot. You're still able to go in and edit the logs. You can't edit drive time, but you can, of course, edit on duty, off duty, and then all of those edits go to the driver's mobile app for them to approve. And this is all just fitting with the requirements that the FMCSA has for the ELD mandate.
Because that's one of the questions and concerns is, well, what if I mess up on how I categorize or my times? Can I go back and edit?
Yep.
you can't really go back and edit, can you?
You can't edit drive time. You can definitely go back and edit on duty or off duty. Those are things that you can absolutely do, and we give them the capability to do that on the mobile phone and also in the back office as well.
But you must have drivers that are like, you know what, I really didn't mean to do that. Can't I change this thing? Does that come up? I mean,
it absolutely does, especially with the driving. They want to be able to reclassify driving events after the fact, and unfortunately, that's something that we have to be really tightly restrictive on because of the FMCSA requirements, and we try to just make sure, number one, that they are compliant.
You know, it seems to me that this is really the piece where I don't understand why there's 200 competitors in ELD, because it's so, I mean, the ramifications of the information on the device, the intensity at what's at stake. I mean, you've got violations, fines, I don't even know all of the things that could happen, right? So, I mean, so you're to build such a device and to record such data, well, that's a major obligation.
It was a major undertaking by the company. I mean, it's taken years, and you know, the company started, I think, 5 or 6 years ago, and we started off with just a free electronic logbook app. And we knew that the regulation. What
year was that? What would you say? 5 years?
It was definitely like 2012, 2013.
Okay, wow.
2013,
okay, right.
I think.
So over 5.
Yeah, we came out the mobile app. Truckers could go on there and start. They switched from paper to then electronically logging, which helped them out a lot. But we knew that this ELD mandate was coming, and so we spent a lot of time and effort to make sure that it was, you know, compliant with the regulations and that it made it really easy for drivers to connect.
Right, and so that end of the year, that question about end of the year, because AOBRD is ending, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
So for people, and this includes me, I don't fully understand or know what AOBRD, but I think it's an older technology and finally being grandfathered out into just ELD for everybody, right?
Yeah, there's stricter requirements around the way that they record data, the way that they can edit it especially. That changes with this new advent of ELD full enforcement. You know, there's a definitive speed threshold that's now 5 miles per hour. You can no longer reclassify driving into personal conveyance and yard move after the fact. You can't reassign that driving to anyone else besides a co-driver. So all of these changes make it can make it a little bit more challenging for users, and so that's why we're really trying to focus on educating users and making it really easy to transition away from AOBRD to ELD mode.
Cool. And do you have any regular dissemination of information? Like, I mean, you have the YouTube channel.
Yep, we do.
Okay, and then you have a Facebook page.
We have a Facebook page, a Twitter page. We also do webinars. I think almost every single week or maybe every couple of weeks. So we're talking about new features, and there'll be plenty more about, especially the AOBRD to ELD transition for all of our customers, for all those people out there who are wondering about it.
Awesome, awesome. That was really a lot of information. I encourage you to find out more. Go to KeepTruckin.com. Now there's no G.
Nope,
it's
no G.
KeepTruckin.com. All right, cool. Listen, I really appreciate the time.
No worries.
Giving me the interview.
Of course.
For my live YouTube audience, I'm Jay at Auto Transport Intel. Listen, if you want to learn car shipping, watch Auto Transport Intel, the car hauling business channel. Thanks so much.